Hey, yeah, I've got another Ulac combination bike lock here. It's a Zen Master, a Ulac Zen Master, and you can see it's got a security rating of 3. And that's not how easy it is to decode so much. It's how easy it is for thieves to be able to cut through this. And it looks thick. Most of that's rubber, and thieves will be able to cut through this pretty quick. It's not a secure lock. But how do you decode this if you've lost your combination? Well, this has already been set to a combination that I don't know, and it's not all zeros. And if you have the numbers up the right way, it will open from this side. And what we have to do, well, we can't use the sideways method, which is a method that I explained in my other video, my other Ulac video. It won't work on this lock, so you have to use the indirect method, right? Also the direct method won't work. I've explained some of those things in my other videos. You don't need to worry about that. You can look them up if you're interested. The indirect method is, okay, you're going to have to be pretty strong. It's not too bad with this lock. That's why I'm not wearing gloves. If it might be easier if I did wear gloves, because I need to pull quite hard and I need to be able to turn these numbers as I'm pulling constantly. Some people have instead been able to stand on one end. They stand on one end of the cable with their foot and pull up with the other end to get tension, and they're able to turn it. And if you do that, that will work with this lock, because if you pull with the cable, even though it's sort of twisting the lock this way, if you go to the right combination, it still will open, unlike some other locks. So you can do it that way as well. And another idea is to get help and get some people with gloves pulling both ends as you're turning the wheels. If you're strong enough, this isn't too bad, and this is what I'm going to try. The triangles are here, but I find it more comfortable to hold it like this. And as I say, with the numbers at the right way round, I'm going to pick on this side first where it opens. I'm going to pick on this wheel first and then go down. Okay, I'm going to pick on the right hand side. I'm going to pull and pull constantly. Which number on this wheel makes the second wheel hard to turn as I'm pulling. So I'm pulling this wheel. It's got this much tension when I turn it, and I'm pulling. You can't see me pulling, but I'm actually pulling quite a bit here as I'm turning, testing this tension. I'm going, oh yeah, it's pretty easy. I'm going to turn this wheel. I'm going to relax tension, turn it on one. Pull. Oh yeah, it's this easy. This easy. This easy. That's a little bit tighter actually. Maybe. Yeah, it seems a little bit tighter on 6, but I want the number on this wheel, which will make this wheel the tightest to turn, the toughest, most resistant. So pulling, okay, so it's this tight. Yeah, that's quite tight too, 6 and 7. 8 seems a little bit tight. Gee, so does 9, so, and 0 does not. 1, easy, 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 easy. And when I get to this, it's 6, it's very tight. And 7, and 8, and 9, but not 0, so 6, 7, 8, 9. So one of those numbers is going to be correct, and pulling really hard, and it's hard to do when I'm pushing this out in front of the camera, I should be able to determine which is the toughest one. Okay, so that's 6, Okay, that seems actually tighter. Oops. Okay, I think this one seems tightest. So what I'm going to do is figure out which number on, if I'm happy with 7 on the first wheel, I'm going to figure out which number on the second wheel makes the third wheel hardest to turn while I'm pulling. So that's 0 up the top. I say up the top, I'm not using these triangles, I'm just saying up the top. So that's 0, and it's quite tough to turn. It's this tough. Okay, turn it to 1. This tough. 2. This tough. 3. Is that a little bit tougher? I think it's a little bit tougher. Not as tough. Maybe a little bit tougher. 3 and 5 so far. No. No. Oh, I don't think so. No. Okay, let's try between 3 and 5. Okay, I think 5 is tougher if I turn right round to other numbers. It's quite tough, whereas I go to 3 and it's not as tough. Okay, so I like 5 here. If I get one of these numbers wrong on this lock, you will still be able to figure out some of these other wheels going down the stack. And once you've gone down, then if the lock doesn't open, you can go back up here and test going down again, because the closer the numbers are, the more numbers you get that are correct, the more obvious the feedback will be. So I'm going to go to I'm going to say, okay, I'm happy with the first 2. Which number on this wheel will make this wheel the tightest to turn? Okay, that's loose. That's very loose. Very loose. Very loose. Very loose. It's so loose, I'm doubting whether these 2 are right now. Loose. 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 That's a little bit tighter, actually. A little bit tighter. Loose. 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 So 6 was the tightest, even though it was only a little bit tighter. So if these were right, then the lock should open if I try every single number on this last wheel. And I'm pulling, going through all the numbers, and the lock just isn't opening. Okay, and I was hoping that would happen actually, because I can show you what to do if you come across this situation. It means that at least one of these other numbers is wrong, and what we have to do is, you know how I, for example, the first wheel, I don't know if it was 6, 7, 8 or 9, so I'm saying, okay, this is this tight to turn. Yep, I'm testing this wheel all the way down the end, even though I'm going to turn this number. Okay, that's loose. Not as loose. Oh, and it happened to be 9. Okay, so what would it, I just happened to have it in the right combination there. If it was over here and I was testing this and I was going, oh yeah, that's that tight, that tight, that tight, and oh yeah, that suddenly tightened up quite a lot. I try every single number until it opens, okay? And at the triangles, it's 9437, but I was going up here looking at these numbers. Cheers.